All right. So, how's everybody doing? It's time to do some soldering, and I've been using old Weller soldering irons. They work pretty well actually, but with the newer wires, a lot of it's stainless. Needs more heat to really be able, in faster heat, to be able to really get the wires soldered on well and get the solder to take. So it was time to look at different, irons, something a little bit more capable than just a 40 or 60 watt Weller iron. That's mostly what I was using. But like I said, I've had a few, quirks here and there. Not always been wanting to put that heat out when I need it. I've been arguing with some of my stuff lately, so I was like, okay, it's time. And I bought a newer Weller iron about a year ago, and I'm still having some issues. So it's got to be the wires and stuff. And copper, it was a lot easier. That copper took that heat and flowed a lot better. These stainless, they don't. So it was time to go and look at something. I checked out the Hakko. I checked out the Tektronix, I think it is. Heatronic, something like that. Real high-end soldering stations that sold at least through A-Main for the hobby stuff. You can buy them all sorts of places. They are more of an industrial, commercial unit. I think they're Tektronix. Those are really high end, but I didn't want to spend $200, $300, $400 on a soldering station. It's not like I'm soldering that much because I'm not. I solder a couple times a year, RC stuff and a few other things. Then do plumbing, but that's totally different with plumbing. So it was time to buy something. So I looked around, got a bunch of these YIHUA or YIHUA, YIHUA. We got a bunch of the YIHUA items over on Amazon and a few other places coming up out of China, of course. A lot of people say they have good results with these. They seem to work very well for most people that I know that have them. I've seen one or two that have issues. So, but for the most part, everything looks like it's pretty solid to use and pretty easy and pretty reliable item, easy to set up. So they had this one. This was $119. They've got a bunch of different versions. This one is claimed to have a 75-watt iron on it, 40-watt for the heat gun, I believe it was. Comes with some accessories, as you can kind of see in the box here. Cheap, lead-free solder. I won't be using that. I got some leaded solder. I'm probably going to actually buy some silver solder. Heat tip for the air gun tips, so you can get a little bit more wide or fine or detailed heat placement for the air gun. Set of metal tweezers for grabbing hot items and holding them or moving them. Heat tip gun mount. Set mounts on sides, the gun can mount to it. Looks like another heat tip, or maybe looks like another style heat tip maybe. Let's see, looks like we got a cleaner. Oh no, something I'm not quite sure. Looks like a handle here, maybe a holder. I'm not quite sure what we got with that. Oh, desoldering pump. I didn't know that was in there. That's a nice little thing to get when you're taking solder out to pull the solder out of an area once you got it hot and melty. So yeah, power. Looks like a cord. So here's our heat gun. This is a 9071 9071 soldering iron. They got different model soldering irons. A little blue disc sponge, probably for cleaning the tip. Here's the holder and the brush tip cleaner. Nice little package of everything in there. This is our air gun. Nice, simple, decent looking little piece there. So we'll put that back in here for the moment. Pull these things out and take a peek, see how they look. Just barely getting in there, so pain. Good enough. Good enough for what it's for. A bunch of different tips. Now I've got cheapy tips like these, some of them. So I do have some spare tips as well for this unit. And our power cord, the whole unit comes out as one piece. Go on the back, fuse and a power switch. Got a fuse clamped down here for a fuse, power switch. Of course, on your front, got your auto and manual settings for your heat gun on off switch for each side. So you got a master switch back here, then an on off for each piece that you're using, whether you're using the thing, the on off switches here, on off switches here for each side, gun and solder, air gun, connectors for your gun and solder gun. Of course, your adjustable knob, display settings, up down values. So basic setup, not really tricky to use. I want to plug this directly into my wall as opposed to a power strip. And if you're doing something, make sure you do plug directly to your wall as opposed to a power strip. You want to get as much juice to the unit as you can. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this thing over here and kind of set it back here for the minute. Kind of see where we're at. There'll be a usable place for it. Do I have enough cord and stuff to get where I need to be? I guess that's the big question. I might probably do some other stuff and change and relocate my low-C bike. It's kind of sitting here on my little table, and I'm going to need more room. Gonna need more room. But yeah, not a bad little mix. It was $119, as I said, free shipping. Of course, there's tax on that coming out of Amazon. And what I did is ordered it, but when I ordered it yesterday, there was a $17 discount. So the total was like 102 and some change with free shipping. I went ahead and bought the 4-year little plan because I do see people say about 2.5, 3 years in they have issues. There's been some, so I figure I'll buy a 4-year plan for 30 bucks. Might have been 40, and that way if it shits out on me, I'll just send it back and get a whole new unit, at which time, you know, if it does crap out on me before 2 years, I'll probably swap it out with a new one, probably sell that one and then turn around and buy the Tektronix, or, you know, spend the money on the higher end system. Even though I don't use it much, when you need it to work and work properly. So hopefully this one does. I've seen, you know, it had a lot of good reviews. People, you know, been buying them for 5 years or better. So this model's been around for a little bit, been well tested, been a couple issues, but I think it'll work out well. Actually, let me go ahead and pull that thing back over here. And I'll start doing a little bit of the setup and assembly on it. Because this little thing goes, those screws there, right? Yep. Okay, so let me get my Phillips. Well, let me go grab that up. Yeah, just a few minutes. Make it a little easier to get set up. Take these 2 screws out. Now let's go back in there. Mount this up. Run throughs. Okay. So like that, hooks in there pretty well. Let's see how this thing go on. I don't know that it actually does. It might. You'd open up the manual and take a peek, I guess. Now, this is a metal unit with a plastic little insert there. So it doesn't look like this thing mounts, it just sets. Okay, that's fine. So tip cover. Okay. So that's that. Where's this little thing go to? Time to open up the operating manual. Operating instructions, operation manual. Control panel. Rework, soldering station. Sleep mode, display, calibration. Okay. Parts and tips. Doesn't really show much. Operation manual. One sheeter. Important safeguards, caution, warning. Save these instructions. Okay, that's about it for that. So I'm going to go ahead and set this here so I don't knock it around. Put you back up over here where you're going to have your station. You gotta move. You're going to have to find a spot to put that. Boy, this is the bad location now. Make a little bit of room. There. You'll go there. Next thing they give you, I guess you're supposed to put that on top of the brass. So you got a spot to shove your tip through. It's here. I'm still unsure what the hell this little handle is for here. I'll figure it out. And go back and take a look at all the parts, I guess, on Amazon, and I'll figure it out from that point. But yeah, new soldering station. Hopefully this does what I need it to do, which is give me some heat so I can solder. I've got to put the ESC or I should say the motor wires, solder them to the ESC on the H10 optic kit. Got to get that done. I've got another motor I've been trying to get soldered, some bullet connector soldered on the motor to make it a little bit easier to plug the wires in and out for one of my old Duratrax bike. But my old soldering gun just didn't have the balls that Weller I was talking about. Just didn't have the balls it needs to have. So I ended up, as one of the reasons it's not been done, is I need to get it working and actually get the soldering on that done so I can get it back in running shape. Okay. We'll put this stuff here. Call it good for the moment. Little box opening to check the little soldering system out. Need some actual good solder. Now, this is just standard rosin core 6040 from Radio Shack back in the day. I'm surprised I still got some. But that stuff's been around for a while. Works pretty good. But I think I'm gonna buy some actual silver solder. How you doing, Haydens? Hope you're having a good Sunday. Let's see, looks like that came in about a couple minutes ago. Okay, 2:10 p.m. Okay, it's got me an actual date time or a time on it. So it tells me when it came in. So how long ago was that? 2:16 for about 5 minutes. Thanks for stopping in, checking out my little box opening on this inexpensive, well, not very inexpensive, but still somewhat inexpensive soldering station. YIHUA 862 BD Plus. So hopefully that works out pretty good. Of course, I already opened it and just getting it kind of set up here on the side, so you're not going to see it over there because it's hidden. All right, let me go ahead and pop to this other camera. Just don't need anything on my screen at this point. And integrated, boom. Oh, washout, flush with light. There, it's a little bit better. So yeah, anyways, things not too bad. Should be a good little soldering station. Hopefully it helps me get the things done that I need to be getting done on it. So I'm gonna check on out. Thanks for hanging out. If you're got a moment, slam that like button, hit the thumbs up, help me get the video a little bit of exposure if you would. If you're willing, interested, hit the subscribe button. I'll try to subscribe back, especially RC folks. I'm into a lot of things, although this is mostly an RC channel. So yeah, grab that subscribe button and hit the like and the share. And I'm going to probably be back on in about another half hour. I'm going to probably grab something to eat, get some food in my gut for lunch. And then probably try to put this soldering system together, and we'll see how well it does or doesn't work. So thanks a lot for hanging out. We'll talk to you guys in a while. Later.